Hey everyone, Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business. Today I want to talk to you guys about why LBRY is really dominating the blockchain social space. And for anyone who watches this on other platforms, I'm not knocking the other platforms. I'm simply sharing why I think LBRY, what it's doing right. And other platforms can take from this too and do the same thing. So, I mean, this isn't to necessarily knock any platforms, but really just to highlight what LBRY has been doing right and, why I'm so keen on LBRY. I still recommend and use a lot of other platforms, but there's a lot of things that can be improved everywhere, including LBRY. LBRY is missing some things as well, things like comment notifications and stuff like that. However, they're doing so many things right in terms of like the actual necessary infrastructure and like the way that it's built and the development, that they're just leaps ahead, right? I think, missing basics like notifications are the little bells and whistles that will come along the way. So some of the main things that I wanted to cover is when you use LBRY, right? They've found out a way to monetize a platform without having to deal with comment spam. What do I mean? Well, when I go onto LBRY, I'll say this actually, ironically, there is some comment spam. There is comment spam because there's people who want you to follow them. But the important key thing here is comment spam is not incentivized. Like, look, absolutely there's comment spam. One of the things with LBRY, why there's comment spam, is because you can't delete people's comments because it's decentralized. So naturally, you'll have that kind of spam, but you don't have the kind of spam where people pretend to, engage or have watched your content or whatever in hopes that you will like their comment and give them money. So in a lot of platforms, it's possible where the monetization is based on upvotes, and you can upvote comments. That opens the floodgates for incentivization for people to spam comments. And one platform in particular is so bad that people will very often just like copy a little chunk of my description and then just paste it verbatim in the comment section. And, a lot of times they'll just say stuff that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. And that's annoying. Again, this isn't ideal either. This is just pure spam, but at least I know this is spam. I'm sure there might be something in the future that might deal with stuff like that. And on the website where it's more centralized, they might, remove that. But I do think that is very important to note, because if comment spam is incentivized, let alone tolerated, it really makes the platform look bad. Another really, really big thing is that only LBRY, as far as I'm aware, is a platform that even when people are not signed up or, coming off the platform, they will still help you earn. So on most platforms, as I just mentioned, where you have to upvote to monetize and to give people rewards, anyone who's on Twitter and takes a look at, follows the link and doesn't join, which is most people, you won't be able to earn. First of all, if they did join, their vote would be worth little to nothing. And so you lose that engagement. You don't know that person watched your video, that person wanted to like your comment, that they read your whatever you put out. You don't know. With LBRY, because it's all view based, right? Someone comes off of Twitter, off of Tumblr, off of any platform, and they watch my video on the browser or here on the application, whatever, on their mobile phone. I will earn a little bit of LBRY coins if they watch the video. And I think in the future they'll be doing ad sharing, because if you watch and you're not signed in on the website, there'll be ads. Luckily, it's not like intrusive ads where it's like a pre-video roll. It's just like little images or whatever in the feed. So it's not very intrusive, and it's just for people who aren't signed up. So it's a way to incentivize you to sign up. And I just think it's really key because, you know, I'll share all of my posts on like Twitter and everything. And someone asked me the other day, they say, why are you pushing people to LBRY and not other platforms? And I said, because if people go to those other platforms, 90% of the time, I'm not going to get anything from that. I won't even know it happened. With LBRY, almost every person that shows up and watches, even for a little bit, as long as the view counter goes up, I'm probably going to earn from it. So I think that is a huge, huge incentive to be promoting LBRY content over other content. For a long time, I was still just promoting my YouTube because I wanted to, you know, improve it and get it better. But now I'm just sharing LBRY links because, you know, you get paid for everything. It's tracked. It's actually going to be taken, like you're going to get the full value out of it. And I think that's really, really important. So this platform is decentralized and it supports free speech. Most platforms on blockchain are like this. Not all, but most. So it is good that this is in line with all you know, that those general values. And because this is like truly decentralized and truly on the blockchain, it is a really good example of what you can actually do. The application is much more decentralized, whereas the website is more centralized. However, giving you the option to use, you know, either or is really, really good. And just providing the choice is what is so important. And again, most platforms might use the blockchain for like one little piece or one thing. They really take full advantage. So I think that's really, really good. They offer a wide range of control and a wide range of features that are very challenging to get in other places. So for example, one thing that I can do here that is very, very interesting is I can claim all of my tips with a command, right? So as you can see, my tips are right here. And if I go to my commands, this command that I'm about to paste is just navigating to LBRY and then claiming all of this is the claim here. And then very soon you will see this change to 0 and this will update. And yeah, there you go. So it's very quick. And this is something that a lot of people need but are unaware of. And I assume it's just because they're not watching my videos enough. But this will make your life a million times easier. Some people are under the misconception that, well, let's break down tips real quick. Tips, when you get a tip from a person or just from LBRY because of a view, it will boost your video for a small amount of time during a specific time frame. Past that, leaving it on the video isn't helping your video. It's not like getting it more visibility, right? But when you withdraw those tips and you claim them and you have them for yourself, you can use those tips for support staking. As you can see, 94,800 out of my 95,000 are staked in supports. This is how you get visibility. This is how I am like slightly ahead somehow of Stefan Molyneux, something like that. Stefan Molyneux. I don't know why I can't pronounce his last name, but free domain, right? I watch his content, love and respect his content, and by some good grace, I'm ahead of him for subscribers. Oh, unless he just passed me. But last time I checked anyways, 3764. Oh, 3784. So I just passed him. Not that I think that that's like representative or anything, because obviously he's extremely famous and we're not comparable at all. But the fact that on this platform, I can do well enough to be comparable to some degree to, big people is the exact thing that I've been saying for literally 3 years. And it blows my mind how true this has become, that getting set up on a platform early and being a pioneer is how you will gain success. in a year from now, if I'm making thousands of dollars a month off of LBRY, it was because I got in early and I learned all the ins and outs. I would say better than most people, because I'm using tons of batch commands to do stuff, and I look through people's platforms, and it sucks because I'll go to some of the most popular people in the platform, and they don't know how to use the platform still, because they're not claiming tips and they're not supporting, and they could be just like crushing it. I'm actually sort of thankful that they're not, because that helps me get my videos out. But I do want to help everyone fully use the platform as best as they can. And you know this because if I click on any of their videos, I can see that they haven't claimed these. And I also see that they're not staking, right? Because, you know, his latest video, he's got 121 LBC. He could just stake all of his earnings into that and get it way more visibility. I think they're all just syncing their videos, so they're not actually coming on here. They probably never come on here to actually claim or support or do anything. But if they saw the amount of money that they were making, and they were able to like fully realize that by like trying to take it out and sell it and see how much they actually get, I think a lot of these people would really take note and take this a lot more seriously. Because again, I go through LBRYnomics, and you can see all the top channels, and typically if I go through any of them, most of them are not claiming. The ones that are claiming and doing supports are the more crypto focused people who are aware of that stuff, right? Like Crypto Hustler, I'm 100% sure this guy is riding the supports all day, and he's making good use of it. Whereas, you know, regular people who aren't as crypto focused, like Tim, who, you know, I fully support, he's not taking advantage of it. See, look, he literally earned 2,000 in tips from this video. If he was taking all of these earnings, he would be making so much money. Unless that's a support, but I highly doubt it. Oh, actually, maybe he is claiming. It's hard for me to tell. See, like here, they must have claimed. So, you know, maybe Tim is. But it's weird when like some of them are not claimed and some of them are. I think actually most of his are, so he's actually doing a pretty good job for that. But I would say that most people are not. So I'm glad that they're aware for the most part, it seems. I mean, it's hard for me to know exactly, but you can generally tell by seeing if there's a bunch of like LBC on the video and it doesn't seem like a stake, like it's not a big number. It seems like a random number. It's usually just unclaimed tips. So that's something that people really need to take account of. I'll jump back into finishing this because I'm just kind of going on a tangent, but I do think it is important to be aware of the different things that you can do. I mean, there's so much beyond just what you have available here, which again is still pretty extensive. There's so much you can do on the command line that I've only scratched the surface of, but there's a lot of opportunity for people who are really tech savvy and like maybe coders to really dive into this and take full advantage, because, you know, I'd say 95% of people are completely unaware and have never tried. They have a desktop application, a web browser, and a mobile application. So I think that's really, really key. There's a lot of platforms that only have one of those things. So I think it's key that they're kind of covering all their bases. Everyone earns on this platform and feels like they're receiving value. For the most part, right? Because as someone who creates content, you're earning. As someone who watches other people's content, you earn for different tiers of watching, you earn for different tiers of following and reposting. Oh, actually they removed following. That's interesting. And then you get a random amount every single day for watching. And, you know, it's not nothing, because you know, you get 100 LBC, that's like $5. And that was just for watching a video. So you can definitely earn a good amount, even just as a viewer. You can definitely earn way more as a creator. But the fact that they help viewers earn as well, I think is really, really great. And again, they can do it in a way that isn't incentivizing spam, just incentivizing participation. And I think that's why they're doing so well, and their growth has been phenomenal. And for the last little thing here, we're just going to take a look at some of the growth, which you can again find on LBRY. When you first navigate here, it's just the top 200 channels. But if you go and look at the live graphs, you can actually see a lot of different information. The one thing that they're missing here is users, which I would love to see an update on, because in April, they went from 1 million users. In March to April, they had 2.5 million users. So I can't imagine where we're going to be at the end of May. Because if we look at like total channel creations, it's just been spiking like exponentially, right? Very, very impressive to see the growth right now. The amount of people publishing, it's just going up rapidly. And if this graph continues, on this trajectory, the mass adoption and acceptance of LBRY seems like it's going to happen sooner than later, especially with the amount of people using these types of applications right now while they're at home. I think 2020 could be the year for LBRY. It's already at about 5 cents for the LBRY coin, LBC. It's very indicative of where we might be in a year or 2 years. So again, I have a lot of faith in this platform, and these are some of the reasons why I think it's winning. There's a lot of other things, in the mix. I just wanted to touch on some things as to what I thought was important. That is that it's doing sort of differently from other applications. Obviously, in terms of like feature sets, each platform has its own bells and whistles, but I really like that you have different options of how deep down like the development kind of wheel you can, or rabbit hole you can go, right? So for someone like myself who's really keen on being able to make automations and make things faster, because claiming all of your tips individually takes a very long time, but pasting a code that takes 2 seconds literally will save me hours and hours and hours and hours over the course of the year, right? So there's a lot of things that can improve your life and different features that you might not even know about, because there's so much built into this that you can take advantage of. And I think that's really key to note. Anyways, that is all for this video. Let me know what you guys like about LBRY and how you feel it has been differentiated from other platforms. Also, people who have been calling LBRY LBRY, just know that LBRY is supposed to be like a short form of library, just so you know. Anyways, comment below what you guys think about LBRY, how it compares to other platforms, the monetization potential. Where do you think the price is going to go by the end of the year, and how many users do you think we're going to have at the end of this month and at the end of the year? My guess is if we keep at this trajectory, we could see some crazy numbers at the end of the year, like 20+ million users. Wow, that would be insane. And it all goes back to what I've been saying is, if you get yourself established on a platform, when it blows up, you will trend as a trender, right? So because I've been doing so well and like trending on this platform, as this continues to gain more and more traction, I will stay within this top 100 and maybe even move up. I'm sure as bigger names jump on here, they will skyrocket through the channels, and I'll eventually, who knows, maybe I'll stay on, maybe I'll get kicked off. But ideally, you grow as the platform grows, because if I'm doing really well and a lot of my videos are getting to the trending page, then as new joiners come on the platform, they see the videos, they watch them, they follow me. That's just kind of how it keeps rolling along. And that's what I've been saying for years and years and years. So we're still pretty early on LBRY, right? We're still pretty early. You still have your chance to get in early and potentially blow up. Even if you're not, in early, anyone using LBRY is going to have a great time. You're still going to earn money as a creator and as a viewer. And it's just really, really feasible, right? I like watching Timcast's news, and if I watch it on LBRY, then I can earn a little bit of extra money, and it's there. If you like watching my videos, you might as well watch them on LBRY because you will earn, and so will I. That's what makes it so great, because, you know, switching over from YouTube as a viewer, you know, it's like, okay, maybe, but if you're getting paid, it's pretty easy switch to make, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, though. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Since you did, please give this video a like, and if you'd like to see more, make sure to subscribe. You can also support me by donating to the addresses below. If you're using an Ethereum wallet, you can send to scottcbusiness.eth. If you're using another wallet like Coinami, Trust Wallet, Atomic Wallet, you can send to scottcbusiness.crypto. On both wallets, I accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ripple. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, signing off. Cheers.